All right, what's up, guys? Chris Chess Sports Cards here. We are doing 2023 Topps Big League Quarter Case Break number 12. Welcome to a crazy Saturday. My gosh, eBay doesn't want to be nice. Sorry if invoices took a little while to get out to everyone, and eBay was being a pain in the butt tonight. But I think we're ready to go. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Especially if you're new to the channel, welcome. Bit about us. We've been around for 5 years now. We break mostly baseball. We ship all cards from every break. We're very generous with the top loading. We ship as quickly as our little hands will move. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We do free breaks. When we do them, we use our subscriber list from YouTube for the random. If you want a chance to get into one of our future free breaks, all you gotta do is subscribe to the channel. All right, let's go over the teams. D-backs, Tom P. Braves, James M. Orioles and Red Sox, Carl M. Cubs, Rich L. White Sox, Jason O. Reds, Guardians, Rockies, William T. Tigers, Joshua S. Royals, Steve R. Astros, William T. Angels, Daisuke F. Dodgers, Keith E. Brewers, Jose D. Twins, James E. Marlins, Wallengard M. Mets, Jason O. Yankees, Angela W. A's, Jason O. Phillies, Joshua L. Pirates, John C. Cardinals, Ross O. Padres, Angela W. Giants, Jason O. Mariners, Angela W. Rays, Wallengard M. Rangers, Jason O. Blue Jays, Angela W. And finally, Nationals, Aaron Y. Thanks, bro. Appreciate the subscribe. Thanks for checking us out. I appreciate it. Alrighty, let me... My microphone is like totally in the way today. It was last night, too. I don't know what's going on. All right, let's open some cards. We got a big full lineup tonight. We gotta keep things moving tonight. Moving. Let's hope we can find some goodies along the way. Let's make some room here. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Whew. It's been one of those days. Julio, Corbin Burns. Of course, the eBay didn't want to be nice, so it was taking me forever to get everybody's invoices out. If anyone overpaid their shipping, we'll make sure we get it refunded to you. Bobby Witt, become a big leaguer, and Torkelson. When we do the sort. Guys, also, if you're ever in our... So we refund overpayments on shipping. Well, minus the eBay charge. Because eBay still charges you. It's not much, but if you ever don't, just email me and I'll be happy to send it to you. Beatty, Rookie, and Springer. It's not always the easiest thing to see, and it's kind of hard to explain how the shipping, when you ship like, 400 packages in a weekend, like how it looks on the screen. It sometimes isn't always easy to see an overpayment. So, Griffey and Anderson, I pride ourselves on being pretty good at staying on top of it, but if you ever have an overpayment and you didn't get a refund, usually try to do it the day we ship or the day after. Just email me and we'll get it straightened out for you. Because, we have missed one here or there. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Bobby Witt, Max Meyer. Uh, no, I haven't seen any of these. There haven't. I think I'm trying to remember if there are. I think it's just opening day, but they didn't make opening day this year. So Morel and Bryant, which I'm kind of surprised. I thought maybe they were going to do opening days like just a retail product, but the last few years, opening day hasn't really matched up to opening day. So I don't know. I guess they gave up on it. Acuna and Bello. I mean the short prints this year are there's those 5 or 6 cards of the different collectors in the hobby and stuff, and then of course there's the follow back cards and stuff like that. But I don't think there's any mascot stuff. I'm not sure. Abreu, blooper. I always like the mascot cards. I think they're fun. I liked opening day. I always did. I mean, for an inexpensive product, I always thought it was cool, especially for the rookies, to have the date and stuff stamped on it. But Votto and Molina, ever since the COVID year, there's been a few years there where they didn't quite match up the dates. The dates didn't match in the end. So, I mean, maybe they wanted to stop doing it. Auto mascot cards are the most expensive autos in the opening. Yeah, yeah. Well, they were pretty rare for one, but yeah, they are. They do pull a pretty penny, that's for sure. I think they're just a novelty more than anything. Like, I have a San Diego chicken one. You know how, like, Optic, they've been putting the San Diego chicken in there for a few years now. I guess maybe 4 or 5, 4 years maybe. And I love it, just to have it, just to say I have one. Willie Mays and Jazz. We used to always like finding them, though, in opening day. I mean, the one I miss from here is the that they took out where isn't that in here the dirt relics that they did? Liberatore rookie. I think that was in Big League, wasn't it? The dirt relics, or was that opening day also? I can't remember. Where they had the little like patch of gravel from the stadium. I thought those were always cool. Tatis Tovar. The one that used to have really fun ones and a lot of mascot ones was Pro Debut. But ever since COVID, the COVID year, they didn't have any relics because they didn't have minor league baseball that year. The Riz blew for the Yanks. The COVID year, they had no minor league baseball, so they had no relics to be able to put in. So they ended the whole relic thing. And the past few years, they do the Chrome cards, but there's actually more autos in the hobby boxes than the jumbos. But the jumbos have, Chromes in them and Chrome autos. So, but there used to be a ton of fun stuff out of Pro Debut. Some like hot dog vendor shirt relic and crazy stuff like that. Riley Green rookie and Pena. I have a couple of them from 1 year. They did one of the Phillies, Williamsport, the Williamsport cross cutters, Jazz and Wander, and they did like he was one of the vendors there or something. I think he was like a hot dog guy or a beer guy or something. They did a card for him and did relics of him, and I have a few of those. I thought they were fun. Bo, Hunter, and Dinger. You have a San Diego chicken card too? Yeah. They sell for a few dollars, man. They're not, especially like I have like one of the auto relic ones. I think it's numbered to like 49 or something like that. They sell for a couple bucks. Gunner and Vargas rookie. I don't know. Do they still even use the San Diego chicken in San Diego? Or is it just the swinging fryer? Like I always remember the chicken from when I was little. You know what I mean? Like in the 70s and 80s, but I don't think they even use them anymore. Yeah, I don't mind them either. There's a lot of hardcore collectors, and I do group myself in as a hardcore collector who really like hate that stuff. I don't have a huge problem with them if they put some good effort into them. There's a Gunner rookie and Cavalli rookie. Like there are certain years with Allen Ginter where the inserts were great, and then there's other years where it was like the down on the farm insert. It looks like somebody at the last minute just kind of threw it together. So yeah, I enjoy them too if they're done well. You know, Endeavors and Herrera rookie. But I know other guys who like hate those products because of that stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I think in Ginter it's cool. You know, and some of them carry some serious value. I mean, it's funny though because in breaks, depending on how much you get into breaks and stuff like that, you see people that specifically want that stuff because we always sell that as like a separate spot in Allen and Ginter. You know, the non-baseball stuff. All right, we got a red coming up. Here's the Riley Green rookie, and oh, very nice Bryce Harper for the Phils. Little color match action there. Whoops, keep it in my hand. Who's got the Phils? Joshua, card number 289. Very nice. In like 89 or 90. Oh yeah, there was a rookie card. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. That's awesome, dude. Nice Harper. Congrats to the Phils. For my listings, well, you can search my name, Chef Sports Cards. You know, our store's been on there for like 11 years or something now, so I don't think you should have a huge problem. Or if you just search my name through Google, everything comes up. You know, Griffey, Perez, and Peraza, blue. Yankees again. Nice rookie. Nice Peraza. Yeah, Chef Card Breaks. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to do it. But like if you go Google and search Chef Sports Cards, you know, my Instagram will come up, my Facebook, my website, which we don't use really, unfortunately. I got to get back to it. And of course eBay and all that stuff. Hank Aaron and Corey Seager. So we always run auctions, usually 5 day, unless it's something like special. Usually it's a 5 day auction product. So like we usually break Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or some variation of those 4 days. Sometimes we skip Friday and do Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. But so like for Thursday's breaks, the auctions went up tonight. Excuse me. Morel and Eloy. I get a little nervous sometimes, especially nowadays with tops and shipping, because Fanatics has changed the way everything works out of tops now, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Mariner Moose, but it used to be that we ordered stuff months and months and months in advance. You know, now it's literally like last second, like a week or two before release. So they get a little dicey with the shipping sometimes. Ooh, we got an auto coming up. Julio, Langoliers rookie. And for the Guardians, Shane Bieber to 99. 17 of 99 for William. So, like this week, Bowman's coming out, which one of the biggest products of the year, and I don't know. They haven't sent out any notifications of shipping yet, which is nerve wracking, at the very least. But it doesn't necessarily mean it won't be here on time. It's just they kind of push everything to the last minute now, so I try not to post things for too long. or too far in advance in case they screw up. Corbin Carroll rookie. Alcantara. I mean, we always have a thing in the description, and you read the descriptions, you'll see, especially with new releases. If we don't have it, we'll break it as soon as it's come in. I don't think we've ever, maybe once, have had that happen, because I'll usually go out of my way to make sure I get it, even if I have to go buy it from someone else at some absurd price or something. But the way Fanatics runs things nowadays, I get a little nervous with their shipping sometimes. One of the people I buy from, they've had issues this year where they used to be like clockwork. They would always get stuff like the day before, and now lately it's been all over the place. Acuna and Contreras. So, excuse me. Aaron Judge, Olsen. And if you follow us on like Instagram or Facebook, more and more I've been trying to do like ads for Saturday nights and Friday nights, like just saying, hey, this is what we have tonight. So, and has like links and all that stuff. Machado and Rodon. Like tonight with the break we're doing next, the player break. It's not something we do a lot here. Usually we do team breaks, so I'm gonna put an ad up to make sure people knew. Mountcastle. Yes, Fanatics bought Topps a while ago, about a year and a half ago, but they've just really kind of started to take over things there since the first of the year. Bregman, Bieber, and TC Bear. He's a good one. Since the first of the year, they just kind of took over the shipping, which again, like I said, isn't necessarily a bad thing because honestly, things have been shipping a lot faster, especially if you buy from the website. A big complaint of Topps for a long time, especially on the retail side, for like you guys, you buy boxes and wait weeks and weeks to get them in. And the experience I've had buying a few things off of their retail site is they've shipped like super fast. I've had it in a couple days, so that's good. But the way they do their distribution is not bad, but different. And it's, it's like anything else. You got to get used to new stuff. And I do not, I hate, like, it's funny. Big League is the one. I don't know how many remember, but when Big League came out a few weeks ago, a lot of people didn't have it. We were one of the few breakers who actually had it because they shipped it late to a lot of people. And I got tons of emails from people asking me if I actually had the boxes, which I did. It would drive me crazy if we didn't have it. Riley Green rookie. Like, it's just the kind of person I am. Like, if I had to come on and say, all right, guys, sorry, I don't have the boxes. We'll have to wait till tomorrow. Oh, it's like the last thing I ever want to do. I mean, things happen, but, if you can avoid it. I'm a big leaguer. Griffey and Robert. Yeah, Fanatics. So the story about Fanatics is they are trying to rule the world when it comes to sports. When the negotiation for the license for baseball cards with the Players Association came up, which Topps had for 74 years or something like that, Fanatics went in and offered like 10 times what Topps does and just basically took it from them. And even to the point where Major League Baseball went back. Now, this was like 18 months ago, 2 years ago, something like that. To the point where the Major League Baseball went back to Topps and said, like, listen, if you can match this, we'll still give it to you. And Topps was like, yeah, we can't. We can't even come close to paying that much for the licensing, So Fanatics bought the license out from under Topps. Now, the license ends in 2025 that Topps has. But the question was what was going to happen to Topps. And how is Fanatics, Morel rookie, how is Fanatics going to sell baseball cards without the Topps name, considering they've, made baseball cards for the last 75 years, basically. So then ultimately they bought Topps. They didn't buy all of it, but they do control the baseball, and some other stuff too. I don't know, but I know like their Topps retained like soccer and some other things. But so basically, they just Fanatics bought the right to be able to make Topps cards now. And they've been trying to do it with everything. They've already gotten the football license, Trevor Story, and the rumor for a while was that they were going to buy Panini, but I don't think that's ever going to happen, to be honest with you. But they do have the football license, so they're going to steal that, and which means Topps is going to start making football cards again. Basically, they're trying to dominate everything. Cade Cavalli, rookie. And ultimately, Fanatics' goal is to get into sports betting. That's their big thing. So they want to make the clothes, they want to make the cards, and they want to make the betting that you do too. Like, I mean, just kind of control everything. Has a show called Big Hits Inning. It's like, oh, really? What's that on, John? I haven't seen that. Is it like its own channel? Like Red Zone is? I'm sure Fanatics owns that probably now too. Or is somehow involved. Now, on the opposite side of that, a lot of people are not happy with the Fanatics deal. They do seem to be doing some major changes, like a lot more promotion and stuff like that. But yeah, you can't always make everybody happy. You know how it is. Jazz and Max. Honestly, other than the distribution, it doesn't really affect me either way. That's the only thing I care about. Just as long as you keep making them and I can get them at a reasonable price, then hey, so be it. Juan Soto and Chris Bryant. But an MLB channel, nice. No, like they already took the baseball license, so yeah, no, not unless Panini tries to go for it on the next round, which I believe is 30-30. I think it's 5 years. I might be wrong on that, but I think maybe it's 7, something like that. But if Panini were to stay its own company and go for the baseball license, they'll have to go against Fanatics, and they can't afford it. That's why they lost the football, because basically Fanatics did the same thing to Panini that they did to Topps. They just went and totally outbid it to the point where Panini can't afford it. You know, Abreu and Lindor blue for the Mets. You know, the other thing is too, because now there's been rumors of Fanatics going after Leaf, which I don't know if any of that's actually true. Like I said, it's just a rumor, but there has to come a point where Fanatics would start getting investigated for monopoly of some sort. I mean, I'm not a business expert on that type of stuff, but I think it's against the law to own every card company in the country, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. Maybe Panini has to stay out of their pocket for that reason alone. Shohei and Yachty. Topps could have been making football cards all along. Yeah, they can. Yes, you're right. They can make. I mean, anybody can make any cards, but they can't use, the licensed stuff, the name, and so on and so forth. Gunner, Burleson, just like Leaf or Wild Card or whoever makes cards. I mean, anybody can start a card company. You just can't necessarily use names. You can't use team names, stuff like that. And I think when Topps lost the license back in, what was it, 2015, I think. Herrera. Now, of course, they didn't see the boom that was coming, I suppose, but I don't think football was doing that great for Topps back then. I mean, certainly the COVID boom made a huge difference for everything, and now Panini's just out robbing everyone at every step they can. Manoa and Mascot for the D-backs. But, I mean, you can go out and start a card company, but you can't put the Yankees uniform on it, or you can't put the Yankees on it, or whatever, and that's what Panini does. I mean, that's why they make baseball cards. Bobby Witt and Dansby Swanson. And the funny thing is, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. It does really show. Like there are some Panini baseball products that people really like. There's some that I like too, but Panini baseball products don't sell anywhere near as well as Topps does, just because of the license alone. And there's a lot of collectors out there who won't collect Panini because of the license situation. You know, that's why sometimes when something non-licensed does really well, it's surprising because it hasn't in the past. You know, Panini baseball cards, all logos are photoshopped out. And the team name is just the same. Yeah, that's because they don't have the license. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. Jordan and Eloy. And I mean, it's no different than Wild Card or Leaf, or, you know, none of them have the license, so they all have to do the same thing. Now, with some products, it doesn't matter. You know, NT and Flawless are highly sought after products for the most part. I mean, the value is not always there, but they're cool cards, so people go for them, you know. But when you look at some of their lesser expensive stuff, and look, Panini has a version of a Topps in everything. You know what I mean? If there's, you know, a Bowman of this, there's this at Panini that's supposed to be the equal. The values just are never there because of the licensing situation. Yeah, I mean, honestly, with Panini's money or with Fanatics' money, it's hard to bet against them. I mean, they just did another round of financing. I think their last valuation was like $52 billion or something like that, and their valuation like 2 years ago was like $6 billion. Like, I mean, they've grown immensely in the last few years, and people just keep throwing money to them. Sandy Alcantara, oh, nice one. Vaughn Grissom rookie, blue for the Bravos. This is box number 4. There's Jose. There's on the bottom. You can rewind it. The DVR is there. You can just move the bar straight back. It'll go back if you want. And of course, we'll do a hit recap at the end. This was found. The Royals have scored more than one run. Correa. Nini National Treasures. Really nice. It'd be great if they could compete with Topps. No, yeah, it would be nice if they could compete, but it's just not going to happen. Look, it's always been this way. I mean, ooh, is that gold? You got a gold coming up. Good luck, everybody. Contreras and, oh, nice. For the Yanks, Babe Ruth gold. This is actually the second Babe Ruth gold we've pulled. Very nice. Card number 301. For Angela. Awesome. You know, the funny part is, for me personally as a collector, I mean, I'm a Bowman guy through and through. I mean, 90% of what I buy is Bowman. Bowman Draft, Bowman Chrome. It's what I've always liked. It's what I always will like. I like the whole prospect game, the whole 9 yards, you know. Olson, Pittsburgh Pirate. But as far as, I mean, there are products that I just don't like, but I've never really boiled them down to licensing or no licensing. You know, like, and I know people who will not buy a Panini product because of, you know, they just won't buy them. Um, I don't know. If it looks good to me and I like it, why not? You know, I'm a pretty simple guy for the most part. So I don't get too much into that, but I know it's important to a lot of people, and it should be. I mean, it does obviously makes a difference in the look and the value of the cards. Mountcastle, like I try, like with Panini products, especially kind of like the mid-end stuff and the big, you know, the Donruses and Donruss Optics and the, you know, Prisms and all that kind of stuff. I try to bring in at least a case of everything. And in a lot of cases with Panini stuff, that's all I'll get. Whereas with Top stuff, I can go through 5 or 6 cases of whatever its equivalent is, you know. So it's also just a fact of whether or not you can get it. Riley Green rookie. Waldichuk rookie. John, I haven't even looked it up yet, man. I've been too busy. When I get to the sword, I'll take care of it. You said it was that he played with the Brewers the longest, right? I mean, I assume that's what it was, but honestly, I haven't even looked it up yet. This weekend's been a little crazy so far. I mean, there's nothing. I checked the checklist, and there was nothing there. So as far as a team, like a professional team, so if it's the Brewers he was with the longest, that's who it'll go to. Musgrove. And everyone's yeah, you know what? It's amazing to me how deceiving spring training is every year. You know, the team that goes, 4-27 in spring training wins the World Series, and then you get other teams that come out and look. But maybe it's just because their backups played really well, because they play the bulk of the time. Yeah. Julio. They usually have more hits per se in Panini product. You're right about that, but you're right also. They don't have the value unless you get into some of those higher end items that they do. The flawlesses and national treasures and that kind of stuff. Bobby Witt, Spencer Strider. See, that's what's interesting. And okay, I'm a baseball guy. All right, I love football as a sport. I absolutely love it. We don't break much. We don't break much other than baseball here. I mean, it's maybe 3% of what we break is other than is something other than baseball. Brett Beatty, rookie, and it's funny. This past year, I was actually just looking at it last week. The second most sport we've broken after baseball around here in this past year has been soccer. We've actually done more soccer breaks than we've done football. I love football, but honestly, I don't think the cards are worth it. The value's just not there. If you know what you're doing with baseball cards, you can make money. Even if it's selling single base cards at a quarter a piece, you can make money back. But now, don't get me wrong, there's massive, massive hits in football and basketball that you can get. But I don't know. I think in general, and again, it's just my opinion, but Adley rookie, Springer. For the amount of football we've done in the past, it's never really done that great. And it's funny, I run into other breakers who do football, and man, they've been crying this year. I mean, crying because the draft 22 draft class was horrible. Machado. And I think that's a big difference between baseball as a collecting sport. And again, unfortunately, I'm talking about money, and I don't mean to break cards down to just whether or not you can make money, but you have time to see somebody play. Now, don't get me wrong, you can invest a lot of money into a player and lose your ass in baseball, but in football, the decisions are made so quick as to whether somebody's good or not, and what their value keeps for cards. Like, you think all those 21 quarterbacks, the Trey Lances granted, I know he's been hurt, and that kid from the Jets who was so bad. You'd look at how much money was spent on their cards, and they're not worth much now. That's for sure. Now, like I said, same thing can happen in baseball, but it seems a little bit safer to figure out. You get into football breaks for Chiefs, but since Mahomes started the team breaks. Oh, yeah. Well, and in defense of the guys who are doing the breaks, football cards are so expensive. It is absurd. And I got to imagine that's going to come back on Panini someday, how they've just absolutely robbed people through this whole thing. And even coming into 2022, when they didn't have a great draft class, when they basically had one guy to sell, they tried to keep those prices up. Now, granted, a lot of them have come down, but still nowhere near where they should be. Oh, I didn't even see that back there. For the Rockies, Michael Toglia, rookie auto. William, there you go, buddy. You can see that hiding back there. Um, oh my God. During COVID, though, I mean, there was a stretch during COVID where I used to get stuff from my distributors. Like, I get everything from the distributors, solicitations for all sports and stuff like that. And there was a stretch for about 15 to 18 months where there was not a single Panini football product that came out that wasn't under $10,000 a case. And okay, back then you could make that money back, but it certainly hasn't been sustainable for the last 15 or 18 months, Aaron Judge and Burleson. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of guys out there, too, who hit, the Mac Jones relic autos and whoever else, T-Laws and all that made huge amounts of money. But, it's because they got lucky with one or two cards, Manoa. It's funny, too, now, when you look back at how much was spent on 2021 stuff, and now you look at all the quarterbacks from 2020. Not to say that's cheap either. It's not, but that's what everyone should have been collecting the whole time. Griffey and Liberatore. Well, John, I will double check it, but I'm sure that's the way it's going to go, my friend. I have to be diligent, my friend, Now, we got this wild card break coming up next. This player break should be a lot of fun. Tucker, even if you didn't join it, if you check it out, it could be kind of cool. Like, this is Wildcard's first baseball product they've ever made. And if you know Wildcard, they've done football and basketball for a while. They make some pretty nice looking cards. Acuna and Pena. This is an all auto product, so there's going to be 60 encased autographs. So it should be interesting. So I have no problem with there being more card companies, more product to choose from. Yelich, blue for the Brew Crew. Jose. I say the more the merrier. I don't know. Look, I'm baseball biased too, so take anything I say with a grain of salt. I am definitely baseball biased when it comes to collecting and cards, big time. But I always kind of feel like, in the long run, I have Hunter Brown rookie. I have collected since I was like 11 years old, and I've made a living at doing it for 11 or 12 years now. And I just have always felt like baseball, from a value aspect, is much more sustainable in the long term than other sports. And I'm sure there's people out there who can argue that with me, probably with much better zeal than I can, but I don't know. It's the way I've always felt. Judge and Burns, Dinger. Whoever's got the Dodgers, these James Outman rookies, they can make you a few shekels these days. You got some James Outman rookies lying around, get them out, man. I just sold one for $100 the other night. I couldn't believe it. One of the Mojo Blues from a silver pack. Acuna and Torkelson. All right. So there we are, through another 5 boxes of Big League. I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. As always, I couldn't do this without y'all, and I truly do appreciate it. We are going to do a hit recap, but we do have these Become a Big Leaguer cards. There should be 5 of them. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're gonna random all the teams, and the top 5, we'll random the list 5 times, and the top 5 teams will each get one of these. So let's do that first. wrong button. All right, there we go. All righty, so we got all our teams here. We'll random 5 times, top 5. We'll get one each. 1, 2, 3, 4, and lucky number 5. Mets, Orioles, Rangers, Padres, Braves. We'll each get one of the Become a Big Leaguer cards. Let me mark it down so I don't forget. Mets, Orioles, Rangers, Padres, Braves, and Bravos. Ow, son of a biscuit. That was my knee again. Damn. I keep slamming my knee into my desk. Oh, what's wrong with me? All right, let's see. Okay, so those 5 teams will each get one of these. And let's see here. All right, so we're doing a hit recap for 2023 Topps Big League Quarter Case Break number 12. We do have 2 more Big League breaks left, and then we're all out. So we got one tomorrow, and I think one on Thursday, and then that will be that. All right, some rookies. Beatty, Henderson, Green, Henderson again, Green again, Green again, Henderson again, Henderson again, and Green again. Wow. We'll make sure they get sleeved and top loaded, and if we missed any, which is always a possibility, we'll pull them out in the sort. Blue parallels, Rizzo, Yelich for the Brew Crew. Nice rookie, Peraza. And another nice rookie, Vaughn Grissom. Francisco Lindor for the Mets. Little color match, John's favorite on the Bryce Harper red. And we had a gold, super short print, Babe Ruth. Very nice. 2 autographs tonight, Michael Toglia, base opening act, and Shane Bieber, 17 of 99 for the Guardians. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Please, if you're not in any of our other breaks tonight, stay safe, stay healthy. We will be here tomorrow night, too. Come and check us out. Have a great night. Take care. Bye.